Good morning, everyone. Good early afternoon. We're going to dive into what the hashtag do I post on social media. This class was actually a rip off and duplicate, as we love to do in Keller Williams land, from Ashleigh, Nicole, Gillespie. Really great presenter. So I hope I can do her justice. I've seen a lot of social media classes in my time, and there's been like two that are really great, and she was one of them. So during the class that I sat in again at family reunion, I feverishly took notes to regurgitate this class to you all. So that's what we're going to do today. Again, for those of you who are just joining or about to join, this class will be recorded. And if anyone in the chat says, is this going to be recorded? It's your job to let them know it will be recorded. All right, I'd like to give a shout out to Greg Parker for allowing me this time slot in his Educational Tuesdays. Right now, if anyone was looking to attend this class in person, unfortunately, we cannot do that because our very own Tom Woods is teaching continuing ed all day, all night. He's going to be entertaining at that end of the hallway. I'm going to be entertaining in this end of the hallway. And speaking of this end of the hallway, I'm going to do a little plug of our studio. Look at this. We got the classic brick background, but we can do whatever background you guys want. This is free to our agents to use. You bring your content and your face, your clients, whoever you want to bring. And I'm your girl, unfortunately. Okay, let's kick it off. All right, speaking of your girl, who is this Stephanie Fritz character? And what does she know about social media? All she's really done is onboard me or direct me to where I can sign my license or whatever it is that I've helped you do in the office. So a little bit of my background, for those of you who don't already know, I've actually been in the social media realm my entire career out of college, not on purpose. I did not choose the social media life. The social media life chose me. When I graduated college, I got into an arena that was promoting via Facebook. I think that was basically the only social media platform at the time that they could use, but there was no business in social media. So I've grown throughout my career in this, I've grown up in this. And then the last 5 years, I've been working in real estate, and I've learned to translate this social media world into the real estate realm. Prior to working at Keller Williams, which has been over a year now, I have worked at another brokerage. I was working in the corporate space. I was managing their social media, overseeing about 75 offices there. So there was about 6,000 agents. Not all of them actually came to me, but some of them came to me, and I would sit and have consultations with them. So if anyone out there happened to sit with me at any point, I'm sorry. Things have changed a lot over the past 5 years. So that's something I want to teach you all today too. Some of the misconceptions that we might have learned before or that I taught before. And I'm going to bring everything up to date. And everything here is about up to date as it was in February. So let's talk about social media. Why are you using social media as a real estate agent? Your job is to develop relationships with your clients. So social media is a tool to do that. But you are not a content creator. You are not Ms. Kardashian. You are none of those. You can be an influencer, by all means, influence people. You want to go viral. I love it. I'm here for it. You let me know what you did to make yourself go viral, but you are not a content creator. You are not here to do photo shoots, to take up all of your time creating a graphic or whatnot. You can do that by all means, but don't try to get too into that. This is your avenue to develop your business, because what do you get paid for? Sell houses. That's what we're here to help facilitate that. All right, so some of the common misconceptions that I've heard in the last 5 years, and all of these I have actually heard. I hate social media. It's stupid. I'm sure I heard that this morning already. And I'm going to let you in on a little secret. Other people on this call also hate social media. That's probably why they're here. But it's not stupid. I agree. Sometimes social media really is a pain to me, but it's not stupid. It's actually really smart. We're going to talk about how the metaverse, if no one knows what that means, that is Zuckerberg's world of Facebook and his other companies, the metaverse. And he touches on how algorithms work and how smart everything is. I also want to point out, if anyone has any questions, just raise your hand and we can address things as we go slide to slide, because if you have a question or a comment, there's probably someone else there that's just not going to be vocal enough to speak up about it, but it's fine. And we'll talk about it while it's here. If there's any more deeper dive questions, we can take that offline. This is just a one size fits all class. We're not deep diving into it. I'm not bringing up Facebook. I'm going to bring up some posts, but nothing too crazy. This is just to get you on the right track. And speaking back right on the right track, I'm too old to learn. Everybody knows that's not right. You are not too old to learn social media. You're not too old to learn real estate. We know there's tons of people who get into second careers after they graduate. I'm not going to call anyone out, but I know there's at least one person on this call that has retired and then got into real estate. Hope you don't mind them calling you out, but yay you. Yeah, you are not too old to learn social media. It's not just for the kids. Social media is just for the kids. It's not. I have a lot of issues when people come to me, I'm pretty old, but I don't do so bad on social media. Or I didn't know what to do, so I just handed my phone to my kid. If your kid knew what to do, that's great. Good for you, good for that kid. I hear people say all the time, I'm gonna hire someone right out of college, I'm gonna hire someone in high school or whatever to help me with my social media. Great. If they know what they're doing, that's awesome. However, just because they're young does not mean that they are an expert in social media. I have worked with people who have graduated college. They weren't in marketing. They didn't learn social media. They were in PR, whatever it was. And this young bright gal said to me, I don't know the first thing about running a business on social media. So we're just going to squash that misconception right here. And then the last one is that my clients aren't on social media. I don't work with first-time home buyers. I'm beyond that. I only work with seasoned clients, and they don't have time for that social media stuff that's for the kids. But we just talked about it's not for the kids. So that is a misconception. And I'm going to prove to you right now that your clients are on social media. Maybe one client that you've talked to and they're like, I'm off the grid. I want you to sell me a house in the middle of the woods. Sure, maybe they're not on social media, but you can't group everyone in together. And we can do that by using a magical tool called Google. The class that I have ripped off, you're going to see some of that sporadically in here. So if you see things jumping around, it's not just my personality to jump around. It's also what I learned from Ashleigh. So there is a Pew Research Center that keeps everything pretty up to date. Again, this is back from around February, March, which is just last month. This is the percentage of adults in each age group who say they are on Snapchat, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, Twitter, Facebook. As you can see on here, and it goes from your highest age bracket to the lowest, and we're saying the lowest 18. I would hope you're not selling to anyone who's 16. If you are, by all means, correct me. But as we can see here, like if your clients are 65 plus, maybe using Snapchat isn't going to be the best platform for you to use. So you're going to identify where your clients are spending their time on social media, because I guarantee you, regardless of their age, they are on social media in some capacity, even if they're just lurking in the background, not posting much. So again, stop assuming it's only for young people. All right, we're going to leave that there. Talking about the top social media platforms. So where should I spend my time, Stephanie? I have clients all over the place. What should I be doing? So here are the top social media platforms. Again, this is as of the end of February of this year. Number 1, Facebook. 2, YouTube. WhatsApp, Instagram, Facebook Messenger. 4 of those 5 are the metaverse controlled by Mark Zuckerberg and his team. The one that is not, as far as I know, is YouTube. I don't think that one's on the metaverse. So if you're not already on these platforms, you don't have to go on all of them. If you don't feel comfortable, you don't need, all right, Stephanie, I'm signing up for all 5 of these right now. No, we're going to gear your business towards what's going to make sense for you and your clients. So choose the platforms that's going to work best for you and your SOI, your sphere of influence, for those of you who don't know what SOI is. All right. So we're talking about how social media is not stupid. It is very smart. And we're going to talk about a little word called algorithms. Does anyone know what algorithms are? You can go off mute and tell me. That was just a ploy for me to take a sip of water. I'm going to tell you what algorithms are. Algorithms in regards to social media technically means a sorting of posts based on relevancy instead of publishing time. I'm going to tell you a real story that occurred to me at the old place. Someone very high up in the company texted me at about 9 a.m. and said, Stephanie, or called me actually, Stephanie, I woke up this morning and I saw the pictures that you posted last night. And then I got to work and they're not there anymore. What's going on? That's because of the algorithms. Oh, I don't want to get to that one yet. It's not publishing time. It's as people are interacting with your posts. So that is what the algorithms are. So what does that mean? That means on the negative side, if no one interacts with your posts, your photos, your tweets, what have you, they're going to slowly fade into the background. Do you ever notice when you go on Facebook, someone got engaged, had a baby, got married, those photos are right at the top. Those big news, you're going to see they're right at the top. And there's like 300 plus likes, comments, reactions on there. Congratulations, so happy. Yay, you're divorced, whatever we get excited about. That's because of algorithms. So as people interact with your posts, they're going to rank higher. As people do not interact with your posts, they're going to go lower. I myself am guilty of it. I've posted things. I'm like, yay, I'm so excited to post this for everyone. And it has just slowly faded away into the background. You're going to teach the platforms what you'd like to see. So on the other end, other than you posting things, the things that you want to see, you're going to tell. So I love orange fluffy cats because I have one. So I post, or I like photos of cats. I like photos of animals. I'm just a big animal person. But you know what happens? The more I like animal videos, photos, what have you, it's going to keep pushing it at me. So that's why a lot of times there's a group think with social media. They're like, well, all my friends are saying this. All my friends are saying, you know, we can get into the political realm of all my friends feel this way. That's just because that's the friends you interact with or the news that you interact with. You're going to keep seeing that. So we're going to teach it what we want to see. We're going to interact with other realtors. Let me say that correctly. We're going to interact with the real estate industry news. As long as you do that, you're going to keep everything centered into what's most important to you. If you continue to like real estate news, you're going to see more news that you can share out to your followers, your clients, your SOI. All right, now I'm going to teach you a little trick that hacks the algorithms. And this is actually not according to Ashleigh, this is according to the first woman who had the best social media class. She taught me this and I actually used it. And I'm going to show you an example of it. So 555 on Facebook. What does that mean, Stephanie? 5 minutes before you post, you are going to like or react. And what is react, you may ask? It's the heart, the thumbs up, the cry. If you hover over the like button, it gives you different options. You can just like, it's fine. It doesn't actually mean anything different. Like or react 5 posts and then comment on 5 posts. So we're going to engage in about 10 posts 5 minutes before we post something that we want other people to see. And for some reason, it tricks the algorithms. It's like, oh, well, she's interacting with us. We're going to interact back. You know, that whole comment for comment. You like me, I'll follow you back. As far as I know, this is only on Facebook. I'm sure we could get crazy and work on Instagram as well. But when you do this, you are going to get, the algorithms are going to be in your favor and it's going to give you more traction. It's going to give that post more traction. I'm going to use this next example is something that I did myself. And it's so silly, but there's so many rules that I'm going to teach you that come back to this. I posted 2 photos of me holding a key in a doorknob, or one's a lock, whatever. And all I said was, goodbye, Conchi, hello, KOP. Nothing else. I didn't say if I bought a house. I didn't buy a house, actually, I just rented it. I just moved, that was it. But I didn't say I moved. I didn't say anything. I didn't say who I used. I just kept it very simple, but I have 2 keys, or I have 1 key and well, it's the same hand. Anyway, you can see this was actually really early on. So I had about 120 likes, 29 comments, but then I had more after this and I realized I was like, oh, I should have posted it with even more comments and likes. But the point is that I did that. I interacted. I just kept it really simple. I didn't get too crazy with it. There's not a ton of copy, which is the words at the top where it says the goodbye, Conchi, hello, KOP. I even use the little emoji. Sometimes people like emojis if you use them sparingly. But there's not a whole long paragraph that someone has to sit down, take a deep breath, and read your entire novel. It's just keeping it very short, sweet, and simple. People want to read that. People are excited about that. It's also good news. So we're going to get into that too. It's a good feel-good story. We want that. All right. So what are you posting to your audience, and why does your audience care about what you're posting? It comes down to 3 reasons. You're either there to entertain them, you're there to educate them, or you're there for some type of encouragement. Al Strobel posted this on his personal page, but I'm gonna give you a little hint. There's a little globe there. That means this is public. So it's okay that I rip this off. He posted, don't wait to buy real estate, ... Buy real estate and wait, ... Oh, I hope Al's on this, or at least his assistant's on it to let him know. So this is very ominous. He's just kept it super simple. There's no photos. He literally just typed it in, gave it a nice little pretty background. Didn't even create a graphic. And it's funny. I don't know if this was him or his assistant. So shout out to either of you for this, but just kept it super short and sweet. You can say that this was some type of educational purpose for posting this, or some kind of encouragement because of how crazy the market is right now. You're encouraging your clients to say, you don't have to wait and buy, just buy and wait. Ooh. All right, another example of education, entertainment, and encourage. We have Jill Barbera, and I apologize if she's out there in the world. This was not a public post, but I took it just because I thought it was so educational and again, encouraging. So she's just talking about what a fun morning it was. She was in a classroom with a bunch of 5th graders getting excited about real estate. She has a printed out copy of the MLS listing there. She's super excited. So she looks happy. Again, it's a feel good. We're talking to kids. It's always great when we talk about the kids. And then she throws in a couple emojis. Again, keeping it sparingly, but it's going to catch your attention. It's all about the shiny object. So social media is not stupid, but the audience just keeps it really simple. I'm just going to let that out there. She also used some hashtags, hashtag career day, hashtag volunteer, hashtag future realtor. You don't have to use hashtags, but they're great for giving you even more traction, because if someone else is clicking on a volunteer hashtag, suddenly your post gets in the mix. Now, hers, however, I'm going to debunk this real quick, has the 2 heads there next to it. That means that this is not a public post. So again, Jill, I'm sorry, I did not get your consent to use this, but there's nothing wrong with this. It looks great. So good job. Good job, Jill. And then lastly, this is a little stretched out, looks funny. This is more of the, what were my 3 pillars? The entertainment. So we have Eric Mayer. He has a different name on Facebook, but the things that he posts always entertain me on Facebook. I wish I could have gotten something a lot better, because he, again, love the things he posts. I'm not saying it's just him. There's other of you out there that post very entertaining posts, but he just posts a meme that says, no worries either way. Me worrying both ways. Ooh, we got some questions. I want to just address this. So Victoria, does a hashtag need to be ours? Is it okay to use any hashtag? My husband thinks it's dangerous, not knowing what it will link to. I understand your husband's concern. Yeah, there are a couple tricky situations because you don't want to be roped in with the wrong crowd. But no, you do not need to use your hashtag specifically. If you're a little worried about that, I would do some research before that, and you simply just go into the search bar of Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn. You can hashtag on LinkedIn or Facebook and just type in that hashtag realtor. I mean, you're going to be in the right category there. But I mean, let's go back to Jill again. We have the career day, volunteer, future realtor. Career day, I don't think any of them it's really going to be too wild. But yeah, you can get really fun with it. Again, we're going to get more into that later about what exactly you want to post, but you can definitely get creative with it. You can create your own hashtags. I love when people do that. I'm trying to think of someone that does do that in our office. If anyone has a specific hashtag to their business or their team, please put it in the chat. I'd love to see it and share it with other people. All right, anyway, back to Eric Mayer. He posts this this meme, no worries either way, me worrying both ways. It's silly, it's funny. We're making a play on everyone's anxieties because guess what? We all have anxieties. Like, let's look at the last 2 years. If anyone's driven on the road recently, everyone's anxious. But in the copy, all he writes is realtor life, period. That's it. He keeps it super short and sweet. Again, we're not clicking see more to see a bunch of things. And I say that caveat is there's things like this where Jill has tabbed down. You might have to see more to see the career day, the hashtags, whatever, but those things aren't important. When you're posting something in the copy, make sure that the most important things are at the top. All right, moving right along in the Facebook realm. If anyone does anything on Facebook on the desktop version, because I know we're all using our phones to do anything. Oh, great. No one has texted me. Everyone is on the class right now. Yay. All right. There's something called a custom friends list. Some people have heard about this. Some people have asked me questions. The reason I'm showing this to you, one, because Ashleigh talked about it in her class, and two, because I've been asked about custom friends lists. So what does that mean? Why do I want to do that? What it does is it's creating a group that you are specifically custom making. And in mine, I just have like real estate. So it's just everyone I know in real estate, but you can do a list of just buyers. You can have a list of sellers, people some sort of sphere. I mean, we have those of you Keller Williamites out there. We have our tags on command. Maybe you divide them up that way. So this is the way you would do it when you log on to Facebook on your homepage. I'm using mine as an example. You would go to friends somewhere there. You would go to custom lists, and then that's where you would create the custom list. So you create this custom list. So I have a custom list of just Keller Williams or just real estate agents, someone related to real estate. Now what I can do is when I create a post underneath my name, it'll say the audience that you want to post, the audience that you want to see what you're about to post. So back when I was showing you Jill, Eric, and Al's posts, I said how there was 2 of them that were public and 1 of them that was just friends. This is where you would be able to manipulate that. That's where you can make a post public or private or geared towards a specific list. So this is where you would do that. Why do you want to do that? I think it's pretty straightforward as far as your clientele. If you have something that's geared towards your sellers, boom, there you go. You have something that's geared towards your buyers, there you go. If like the rest of your sphere on Facebook, the rest of your friends, your family, I am sick of seeing you post real estate stuff. I know your real estate friends want to see this. I know your clients want to see this, but like, I don't want any part of it. I mean, obviously we want to push it out there, but there's certain things that you might just want geared toward a specific audience. And then at the opposite end, maybe there's something just completely non-real estate related that it's just something about my family. Again, we have some kind of announcement coming out with someone just got married, engaged, had a baby. We don't really want the real estate realm to see that. That's personal preference, by the way. You can put that out there, but this is just if you wanted to gear it towards certain people. All right, switching gears. So you have, you're putting those things out. People are seeing you posting your news, your posts, the algorithms are working, and I see those things that you are posting. And now I'm interested. I am a client, I am the public. I don't know you at all, maybe. And I'm just going on there and I'm seeing your profile. It's super, super important for me to know that you are in real estate. So setting up your profile, you want to make sure that your profile is public. There is a personal Facebook page, as most people know, and then there's a business Facebook page. Things have changed over the years. Sometimes people want to just work off of their friends list, and some people just want their keep their business on their business page. But this is most important in the Instagram realm. You can make Instagram private. And you have no idea how many times I'm on Keller Williams Instagram. I see someone, I just sold a house, or I sold my first house, or I just got an award, and we want to celebrate you. I want to take that post that you posted. I want to share it on our story, which we're going to talk about stories. I want to celebrate this. I want to share this with my friends, but I can't because your profile is private. And there are a couple people, I'm not going to name names, in this office that are private. If you want to know, if you have any questions, you can come see me. We can talk about it. But just make sure that that profile is public for the public to see, because you want to be an influencer in your realm of knowledge in real estate. Make sure that you have a clean headshot. This is pretty straightforward, but a lot of people will have selfies or whatnot. It's fine. We have really nice cell phones now. You know, we all have smartphones in some way that we can take. Did I say cell phones? Like, who has a cell phone anymore? It's all smartphones, Android, iPhone. But you want to take a photo, a nice clean headshot if you do not already have a headshot. It's just so people can see your face. There was something else I had done at the old brokerage where I would audit people's social media presence. And basically, if someone did not have a headshot, it sort of loses credibility for you at some point. So just make sure there is a headshot of you, something of your face, something very, clean. It's not raunchy. It's not offensive, because we're putting ourselves out there in the public realm. All right. Above your headshot, we have the cover photo. And again, I don't want to spend too much time on this, but make sure it's branded in some way to Keller Williams, to whichever office you're with. Make sure that you have the official company name. Of course, it's not a Stephanie webinar if we're not talking about compliance. Just make sure that your name, your office, you don't need the address, but just make sure that, again, I'm a public person coming to you. I want to make sure that I know that you are in real estate. And speaking of that, we do have bios. Thing that comes to mind is Twitter and Instagram. You have that bio right underneath your name. Just keep it very short and sweet, very straightforward. Hi, I'm Stephanie Fritz. I am a realtor. I work with Keller Williams Real Estate in Bluebell. Here's my website and here's my number. Call me. That simple. You don't have to overthink it. We're not going to talk about back when you were born, my decision to join real estate, when I graduated, whatever. No, we're just keeping it short and sweet, because social media is getting quicker and quicker by the day. People are just have the attention span of a goldfish. All right. A lot of times people say to me, I don't have any listings, or I'm new in real estate, or I'm just having a lull right now. What do I post in those situations? Social media is really simple. And this is where things have evolved in the last 5 years. It used to be very formal, very professional shots, whereas now we have stories, we have live, we can go live, we have live feeds, which again, I'm going to get into the stories in a minute, but people want to see that raw side of you. They want to see what you're doing behind the scenes. They only see you as a real estate agent. They only see you in a business setting. Maybe they've never seen you behind the scenes, but it's really cool. Maybe I'm at Starbucks and I'm farming. I'm calling up whoever, and I have my laptop up and I have my Starbucks. I just take a photo of that, and I'm calling people today. I'm farming, whatever it is. Just very simple, straightforward. There was a realtor that I not that one yet. There was a realtor I worked with before in the city, loved him, and he did this amazingly. He probably had so many listings, but what he did was he would post just little snippets of him walking around the city. He was in Philadelphia, and it was just him walking down a street. It was just him walking into a new listing, whatever it was. He just kept it really short and sweet. There was another one I had worked with in Cherry Hill, I believe. He was in New Jersey. And his thing, I saw a post that he posted that just blew me away. It was a coming soon, but nothing about the post felt like a coming soon, but it made it more human. He just took a photo at the back, in the backyard. Again, it's coming soon listing. He's standing in the house. There's a porch, there's a backyard, and there's a sunset. And he just takes a photo, and all he does is just tell a short story about how he remembers raising his kids and remembers the fun that they had playing with the dog, playing with the kids, being a family in this backyard. And it just made it really warm and fuzzy, and you could relate to it. And then at the very bottom just says coming soon. And that was it. And I was like, oh, you teased it, which we're going to get into too. But yeah, just little things like that. You don't always have to be vomiting listings onto your sphere. We're talking about making your profile public. You're going to share posts from your business page to your personal page page if you want to share them. If you have 2 of those accounts, you want to start with the business page because everything there should already be public and we're not double posting. And that's also bringing the traction from your friends. And they're like, oh, Stephanie has a real estate page. Let me go right over here. So I don't have to do any research because we all know we don't actually want to lift a finger. We just want to scroll through and just like, oh, look at that. Just click a button. Oh, hi, I'm going to call you. If I take that post from the public business page, it's already branded. All I have to do is just click it. There it is. Stephanie Fritz, real estate agent, whatever. And it takes you right there. All right, what not to post? This is good. I'm sure we could get into this. Oh, how often do we post? Once a week or more. I'm going to get into that, Jasmine. I love that you brought that up because that is also a question that I have answered sorely wrong many, many times. So I'll get into that once we get to that on the screen. So what not to post? Subtweets. Some people know what this is. Some people don't. It's not just about Twitter because you tweet on Twitter. That's where it originated from. But a subtweet is a post that refers to a particular user without directly mentioning them, typically in a form of mockery or criticism. So like the easiest one is like, you just broke up with someone or someone just broke up with you and you start posting all these sad things, or it's just, there's this air of mystery, but like everybody knows you're talking about your ex, whoever. So we don't want to do that. We're not trying to put out negativity on our social media. We're not trying to mock anyone. We're not trying to try to criticize anyone. And you don't want to have that air of mystery in a negative way. However, we can do the air of mystery in a positive way. Something that I've done was I was posting, I have a blog post. We don't need to get into that now, but I was posting a new blog and I just took a picture of me at my computer, again, very simple, and just said blog coming soon. So it was teasing that it's coming. The thing is, if you want to tease any kind of news that's coming out, like you have a new team member, you're joining Keller Williams, whatever the situation may be, any kind of exciting news in your industry, you just have to actually have something to announce when you do this. And I would keep it within a week. Set some sort of expectation, like new news coming at the end of the week, whatever the situation may be. You don't want to tease things and then people are like, what was she even talking about? Or they just completely forgot about it. All right, do not show your wound, show your scar. What does this mean? Again, we're trying to keep this air of positivity. We don't want it to be negative because it's hard for others to connect to you because it reminds them of their own anxieties. If you post something saying, oh my gosh, I'm having a rough week. I just want to quit real estate already. I'm so over this. It's so up and down. Or I broke my leg and my life is terrible, whatever it is. People are already anxious enough. They don't need to feel that from you. What they need to be is uplifted. So you don't talk about what you're currently going through. If you want to touch on that, maybe you learned a lesson from that. Maybe there was a time when right before you joined real estate, you were jobless and you didn't know where you were going to go. I've heard this story actually many times from our agents that they didn't know where they were going to turn. Something happened in their job market, whatever it was, and they came to real estate or they made some sort of life change. So they're showing the scar. They're showing where I was and how I got here. And it's very inspirational. And we go back to those 3 pillars of the education, encouragement, and oh gosh, I forgot the other one already. Oh, I'm so terrible. But it's one of those where you are, oh my gosh, I lost it. I forgot. Anyway, you're encouraging people, you are inspiring them, and you're showing them something. Again, it's uplifting, it's not negative. All right, auto posting. This is another thing that I have done very, very wrong. At the old place I used to work, and I mean, this is everywhere. There are a lot of auto posting services for you to use on social media. A lot of you out there are saying, I want nothing to do with social media. I don't want to do this. I want someone else to do it for me. I know Riz Media has something where they just auto post for you. Not to call it Riz Media. They do a great job. But the thing is that your audience can tell when you are auto posting because it's not anything from the heart. It's check out this article, hashtag real estate. If anyone has ever used any auto posting services, I'm sure you can agree with me, you did not get a lot of traction on those posts. And now, especially because of the algorithms that have been put into place in the last 5-10 years, they go right to the bottom. And as we talked about, if you have a post that's not doing well and it's going to the bottom, it's just going to keep going to the bottom. So my advice to you is do not auto post. If you want to, you can do it like once a week, but I would advise against it. Don't be offensive. This one should also be straightforward, but it's not. Things like politics. This isn't even something that happened recently. This was back when I first started in real estate, that when I would sit and consult with agents and they got very passionate. And we love someone who's passionate about something that you want to contribute to society. You want to get into charity. Charity is a great thing. That's not offensive. But the amount of agents I sat down with, like, oh, it's so hard. I can't stay out of this. I have to post this. I have to do this. All right. If you want to do that on your own private accounts where no one can find you, if you want to dive into that, or just share it in a group text. But your clients are going to be in some other way. They're going to be, have different sense of humor, maybe. So we just don't be offensive. Keep your content light and happy and cheery to cheer up your SOI. And we just talked about this, that your clients are following you, your audience is following you for reasons, and they want you to be light and happy. They have so much anxiety and stress throughout the day. Maybe it's other realtors that you're talking with. They want to be uplifted. So you are going to post that kind of content. Maybe it's silly. Maybe we're just keeping it light and airy and silly, just like Eric Mayer. Won't worry about it either way, worrying about it both ways. So there we go. All right, stories. I'm going to take a sip. Any questions? Oh, wait, we're going to get to the how often we post in the next slide. But any other questions while I take a sip? People are killing me. I just want to take a sip. All right, stories. I have spoken to two types of people out there. The people who love stories, can't get enough of them, post multiple times a day, and the people who are terrified of stories and want nothing to do with them. If you don't know anything about stories, that's fine. We can talk about this offline. It's for those of you who have engaged in stories, you know what stories are, or you just love posting stories. Bravo, it's great. So what are stories? These are the things that float to the top. As you can see down here, again, I'm picking on myself. Oh, this is the thing where I was wine and blogging. That's what I posted. Just very short and sweet and simple. But you see, as you post something, so unlike the algorithms where it is taking calculations of what they should put first, it's whatever was last posted. So these stories last 24 hours. They are not evergreen. So you can post as much as you want. You can post 100 of them a day. Now, people probably aren't going to click through 100 times, but you can be posting 5-10 stories at a time. Maybe there's some raw footage. Again, you're doing some kind of walkthrough, whatever it is, to make sure you have the consent of those people that you're putting on there. But it's just lasting those 24 hours and it's living at the top of your screen. So I'm going to pick on the Ron and Carol Young team here. I don't know if anyone is from their team is on here, but shout out to them. Love what they do. So they're talking about an open house that's coming up this week. Everything is clear, concise. When is it? Where is it? What's the bedroom situation, square footage, their contact information. So they posted this on Instagram, but then they shared the post on their story. So their post could have possibly gone down in the algorithms, but they are posting it at the top. So they're like, oh my gosh, there's a new post coming up right now. So I can actually look at this as I go through my stories. And there are people out there that will just click through their stories. The cool thing is that stories will take up your entire screen. For those of us, not me, for those of you who were in the real estate world before social media, when you had to buy ads in magazines, newspapers, what have you, we know that setting up that entire page of real estate was a lot of money. Everything on social media is free. Yay! So we're going to take up someone's entire screen. I have your full attention. Everything is on your screen. What I posted is on your screen. You can add links. And here is something that, again, Ron and Carol Young team has done. So maybe it was shout out to them, shout out to Sam, shout out to Olivia or Jamie. Good job, guys. You put a little link here of photos and a guided tour. Instagram actually changed this recently. You used to not be able to add links unless you had a certain amount of followers, but why would we do that? Let's just have links. Link, you get a link, you get a link, everybody gets a link. Let's go, Oprah. All right. If no one knew that inside joke, that's poor timing on my part. All right, so there is this link here. I can click this and it's going to take me to photos and a guided tour of this open house. How awesome is that? And I'm just sitting there perusing and now boom, I see there's an open house. Oh, you know what? I'm a buyer. I've been waiting a year and a half to buy something. Look, there it is, perfect. You can tag friends and places, not just links. You can type on there as you see, but here we have, I don't have his name on here, but if anyone knows him, we can see that this is Mr. Anthony Valletta. I believe his brother's on here. So shout out to the Anthony Valletta team. He posted decals on his car and he's like, hey, new graphics, who dis? We're just keeping it really simple. And he tagged those people, I'm assuming, that detailed his car or put the graphics on his car. So you can tag people, you can tag places. Hey, maybe I'm in the Keller Williams Bluebell office. You can tag us as a location. You can ask questions and polls. This is so great. Oh, hashtag thanks. Thank you, PJ. You can ask questions and poll. This is amazing for your business. So say you just ask a question and you can keep it super simple. You can say, who wants a house? Or you can like, me, not me, I don't know. Yes, no. Or you can say, should I sell this house? Like, so silly. Like, of course it's yes, but you can do yes or no. You can ask actual questions, which would get into what exactly your audience wants to see from you. I love this when people poll, should I do this or should I do this? Should I be posting more of this? Should I be doing some of this? You're asking your audience what they want to see. This is a layup. What do you want me to post? Do you want me to post more pictures of my cat? Do you want me to post pictures of food? Do you want me to go to Starbucks today or Dunkin' Donuts? They're giving you the content that they want to see. So as far as the asking silly little questions of should I sell this house or should I whatever the situation may be, when someone interacts with your poll or your question, and usually the questions are just a one or two, and it's only two options. When they answer that, a list of everyone who has interacted and answered will pop up within those 24 hours. So make sure you grab that right before your 24 hours is up. That's a perfect list of who is looking at you, who's looking at your stories, what clients are there. I can just go right there. I click on them. Okay, so I'm on the Keller Williams page. I see PJ's answering my polls. I click on his name. It takes me to his profile. Maybe I just send him a message. Hey, PJ, how are things going? I mean, you guys are realtors. You know how to talk to people as far as starting that conversation. But boom, right there is a bunch of people who are looking at you, staring at what you're doing and interacting with you. So great. We're keeping everything simple. I think that's been the theme for what we've been going on. Just keep it short and sweet. We'll get more into that. We got some life hacks down here. So if you can't leave your house for some reason, there's a blizzard, there's a hurricane. I'm stuck in a hurricane. I posted a ton of stories when I was stuck in my place during a hurricane and everybody saw it. So this is such, again, a layup. I'm just posting things from the comfort of my own home in my PJs maybe. And I'm reaching my audience. I'm reaching my sphere. They will see this most likely before they see what you post. So again, bravo to the Ron Carroll Young team and anyone else who does this where they post something and then they promote it via their story because that's where people are going to most likely see it first. But the hack that I learned from Ashleigh, the lady who taught me this class, is that put a link right where people click with their thumb because they're usually holding their phone like this and they're just clicking through. So if we're looking at the layout of Anthony Valletta's story, it would be right around his A. So if you put a link there, they'll accidentally click it. Life hack. Heard it here first. All right. Content pillars. Identify the 3 areas where you want to implement, that you want to implement into your social media strategy. And you can consider the following. You can tell I did not actually write this. I stole this from Ashleigh. But why am I saying this? These are just 3 things that you want to implement into your life. We're not keeping it listing heavy. We're not just throwing out homes all the time. People are going to get tired of that. We're not doing hashtag what I ate today or hashtag food of the day or hashtag outfit of the day. That's a great one though. Watch of the day, saw that recently. Think about what you're doing on a daily, weekly basis. Think about those things that you're already doing. I think I have it here. Yeah, so what makes you unique? So I just heard a story, I heard two stories recently, one from Jason Abrams, shout out to him, about pies. So he said there was this agent who was in this town. There was a small business that was selling pies. If anyone was on this call, it's really cool. Small business selling pies. He thought, you know, everyone does the pie thing. Well, not everybody, but you know, some people do the pie thing. They go to Costco, they get a pie. Well, anyone could go to Costco. Anyone can get a $10 pie, but I am going to go to this small business, ask them how many pies they make in a year or sell in a year. 1,000. Cool. I'm going to buy 2,000 from you, and you're not going to sell it to anyone else except me. So that's making him unique and whatnot. That doesn't actually have much to do with social media, but that was just a nice little way of how you can make yourself unique. Hockey tickets. Again, I just talked to someone who plays hockey and is also a real estate agent. If someone refers him, he gives them season tickets. Really awesome. So just think about, again, what is in your realm? What are you doing? You know, maybe you're a hockey player. So you're going to be posting things about your hockey life and your real estate life. And who was it? There's a big gal down, I say big, I mean, big realtor gal in Chester County, I believe. And her branding is hashtag hockey wife. And that's her thing. She like talks about how she follows her husband and her kids with going to his hockey games or whatever. I think he's pro, but regardless, we're not going to post things about skiing if we don't ski. We're not going to post things about us drinking coffee if we don't drink coffee. Think about things that already pertain to your life that aren't going to go too far out of your comfort zone. You're keeping yourself doing what you do on a daily basis. You're just throwing it out there to your clients. So you're keeping it your personal life, your hobbies, and your listings. All right, so what do I post? Jasmine, we are about to answer your question. I hope you're still there with me. All right, I've been talking about this the entire time. We're gonna kiss the pitch. Everybody knows this, we're in sales. What does KISS stand for? Keep it simple, sweetheart. We're gonna keep it positive. Keep it simple. We're just gonna always keep it simple. Again, people don't need paragraphs upon paragraphs about how your life was today, unless you're getting into a motivational topic, which we can make exceptions for that. All good things come from simplicity, which is a Gary Keller original. Another Gary Keller original is that people do business with people that they like. Everybody's different. Everyone has a different personality. I am teaching this class. I'm not very formal. I'm kind of going all over the place. I like to keep everyone in a place where like, this isn't boring. You're going to have fun with me. Even when we have people coming on board, I'm like, we're going to go over this paperwork. It's really boring, but I'm going to try to make it fun. Great. I'm going to attract people who want to do business with someone like me. But then there's people who are a little more professional, maybe a little more reserved, and they want someone who's just going to talk to them a certain way. Great. So this kind of goes back to our kindergarten selves of just be yourself and you're going to attract the right clients. But basically, we're going to put out there things that we're going to keep it simple. We're going to stay positive, and we're going to put things out there that are going to make people feel good. And if they feel good and they get good energy from you, it doesn't really matter what you say, it's how you make them feel. Have we heard this before? No, maybe. Everyone's so quiet. I'm hoping that's a good thing. All right. So we're going to go back to Jasmine's, what do you post? How often do you post? Or how often do you post? Once a week or more. I used to tell people to post once a day because I had to post once a day in our corporate world. I told the offices to post once a day. And I said, no more than once a day. That still holds true. You don't want to overpost in one day. If you have to get some news out, by all means, twice, whatever a day. But if you don't have any content to put out there, don't just put content out there. And again, the don't post garbage once a day was an Ashleigh original. Or yeah, Ashleigh. However, post as often as it makes sense for you. So again, maybe this is how things were maybe 3-4 years ago, 5 years ago. But as of right now, it's fine if you aren't doing anything or posting anything in that day. I think that this changed, this sort of shifted when we started having stories, because you can just post as many stories as you want in a day. There's a lot of stuff that you want to throw out there to your clients, to your sphere, to your audience. But as far as a formal post, you don't have to be doing that once a day. I want to take this into the Instagram realm. There are so many ways you can post on Instagram now. It's kind of stupid. You know, we have like 5 different ways of posting: your reels, boomerang, story, a regular post, a video post, whatever. I like to tell people, as far as just the regular posts go, so if I go into your Instagram feed, I'm not gonna bring it up on my phone, but you see like the 3 by however many long images or videos, that is your profile. You know, this is your portfolio to your clients. What do they want to see? What do you want them to see when they scroll down? So we're not over posting, and you're not posting just for the heck of it. And speaking of posting, what are people reading when they see a post? Now, this is sort of the layout. I've seen this so many times. I love the way that this is formatted. And just to let everyone know, time check, I'm almost done. And then we can do questions if anyone wants to hang out. I'm not sold on leaving at 12. So if anyone wants to hang out, by all means, let's hang out. This is how people will read your post. So again, this is sort of geared towards what an article is going to look like. You usually have some kind of image here, the headline here, sub-headline, and then your copy. So I just went in order. The first thing you're going to read or look at is the image. I mean, this goes for anything. We see a video, we're going to look at that first before we ever read the copy. Then you're going to read the headline of whatever it is, and then the sub-headline. The very last thing they're actually going to read is your copy. So make sure that if there's anything super important you need to tell them, it's below. The copy is just for things that we need to put out there. Say you're posting your listing, you know, you're sharing your listing, it's going to come through this way: the image of the house, the headline, maybe it's the address, and then a description. Here I would just put, that's where you're going to put the hashtags, maybe just a little brief description. We're going to kiss it, we're going to keep it real simple, and that's where you put hashtags. If this isn't a link, then I would put links in there and hashtags and things such as that. Cool. All right, we're going to keep going on with what do we post. If you're a buyer's agent and you don't have anything going on, you just grab random listings. People are going to love it. Maybe you just get out of this world millions and millions of dollar houses and you're just posting them just for the prettiness of a feed. Everyone's well, I don't want to make the generalized statement, but a lot of people have been on Pinterest, and we love looking at those things that maybe someday we will buy that. There's a couple agents here that will post, you know, like their dream houses, their dream kitchen. That's totally fine. You can post that. Don't only post that. We're going to keep it 80-20. 80% important, 20% whatever you feel like it. Every 5 posts, you are going to post whatever it is that you want. All right, brand your images. Brand your image with what you love to do. Like, this is kind of going back with what we just talked about. What is your hobbies? What are your hobbies? What are you into? Sorry, our broker was just giving me eyes. He was just trying to distract me. He did. All right, so brand your image with what you love to do. So this was an example that Ashleigh had shown. There was a woman that baked cookies for her open houses. I know a lot of people already do things like that, and hashtag cookie lady. This kind of goes back to what Victoria was saying. Maybe whatever it is, the hashtag hockey wife, hashtag pet of the week. So everybody loves doing their, what am I thinking of? Their contests, different ways to get some clients into their sphere. Maybe you do a little contest of like pet of the week every month, every week, and get wild. Send me or just post pictures of your cutest pet, whichever one gets the most likes is hashtag pet of the week. And then I'm going to post that pet of the week on my page. And we're going to say, this is Curtis Stanley, my big orange fluffy cat. Everyone look at him and look at how cute he is. So not only are you getting something out of that, and I mean, it's a contest, we're probably going to actually give you something as well. Or maybe, you know, some kind of referral, whatnot contest, but we're showcasing you. I just worked with, I'm gonna call her out. She might not be here anymore. Oh, there she is. Lee Berry just did something where she was picking names out of a hat for a referral, and she did it right here in the studio. And it was super, super simple. She just had a mug. She had names in it. She had me pick it out, so it wasn't rigged. I picked it out. We read the name. Congratulations, you got whatever the grand prize is. Again, we're keeping it on that very simple. This goes back to the, we're not going to be offensive. Keep your humor appropriate and on brand. And again, goes back to the keeping it light and airy. Everyone has their own sort of sense of humor. Myself, I even have dark humor. I'm sure there are certain things I've said on here. They're like, I don't know, she's talking about the broker looking at her through the window, but that's what happens when you're in the studio. But just keep your humor appropriate and on your brand. And what your brand is that's how you present yourself to your public. So you can flirt on the line of whatever, but just let's not try to offend anyone and lose clients. And then we're going to end this with a reminder. What did we learn from this? You are not a content creator. You are here to make relationships, to make people happy. We're just going to start throwing things at the wall and seeing what sticks. You're going to post as you need to, as you want to, but let's just get creative. You know, maybe I'm really into the pet of the week thing. I really love my cat. If I'm going to post photos of my cat, we're going to look back at those things that we did. How much traction did we get? Did we get a lot of comments? Did we get a lot of likes? If you aren't getting interactions with that certain post that you're playing with, don't keep posting that. If you're posting inspirational, oh, thank you, Victoria. If you're posting inspirational quotes about Gandhi with a mountain in the background and no one likes it, don't post it. If I post something and no one likes it, does anyone actually see it? Ooh, no, they probably do see it. They just don't like it. And then very, very ending, I ripped this off from Ashleigh, the original class, but we're going to end this with inspiration, and we're going to keep it light and help you move forward with your day now that you've learned so much knowledge. At least I affected one life, and that was Victoria Camuso. Thank you. Courage starts with showing up and letting ourselves be seen by the world famous Brene Brown. And that basically is what you're doing. You are putting out your personal life. You're putting yourself out there. It's a little scary. It is. You're making your content public to everyone, and you're letting people judge you, essentially. You know, you might get some negative feedback, but let's just take that with a grain of salt. They're giving you some sort of feedback. They are giving you a critique. We take that and we just roll with it. There's too much going on. We're busy people. We don't have time for that negativity stuff. So, all right. That's all I got for you today, ladies and gentlemen.